Welcome to part 4 of the Marslander animation tutorial. And the last time we left off with creating the raster over here, and now we're going to create the mid part of the lander. So we're going to front view and add in a plane, and we're going to rotate it on the x-axis with RX 90. We're going to move it GZ, and I think I also want to scale it a bit in the z-axis. Scale Z, I think 1.3, something like that. I think this is good. Then we're going to move it a little bit. I'm going to show you why in just a second. GZ. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply the rotation and scale. So we can't forget it. Control A, rotation and scale. Then we're going to do the dice. And we're going to do it on the X and the Z, and 21 is good. We use it in the lower part as well, and that's that. And now we just have this plane, but I'm going to show you why I left this space open. If I'm going to go Q and do the twist 360, we have 4 segments, and this looks just like a cylinder, but we want to make it a bit more interesting. So what we're going to do, we're going to disable these, and we're going to select the top part. We're also going to select this part, and what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to extrude it on the y-axis, just something like that. We're going to scale it on the z, something like that, and we're going to extrude it again on the y-axis, something like this. And now if you turn on all the modifiers again, you get something like this, and this is something like the form I'm looking for. The edges are not okay, but we're going to fix it later on. Then we're also going to shade smooth it so it looks a bit better for now. And depending on your settings in hardops, you can check them with Control tilde. You can see what the sharpen options will apply. I can do it with Q sharpen, or I can do right mouse click shade smooth and auto smooth. Then I'm going to move it into place, something like this. And now I'm going to back to the modifier tab, and I'm going to disable all. Now we're going to create some interesting patterns so it looks a bit more like a nice panel on the side. We're going into face select, and we'll just select some random block over here. I think I'll go for, I think this is okay. I just selected one too much, so I think this is okay. Then I'm going to extrude it in the y-axis, and I'm going to scale it. Then that's the first panel. Then I'm also going to create a panel inside of this as well. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to extrude it in the y-axis, and I'm going to scale it as well. So, and then I'll just select 9 faces over here and 10. This is where we're going to create a keypad. And we just selected 9, and now if you do inset, double tap inset, you can create a keypad. I'm going to scale it, but as you can see now, the scaling did not go the way we planned. So what we're going to do, Control Z, and we're going to go to this icon here, and we're going to choose individual origins. And now if you scale again, you can see it does exactly what we want. It scales based on an individual face. So this is okay. Then we're going to create a panel over here, and with this one we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to extrude it on the y-axis, and we're going to rotate it on the x-axis. So we're going to do it like this. Don't know what it's for, but it looks nice, so we'll just keep it there. Then we'll just select some faces over here, extrude, scale. I'm going to use decal machine later on to put some nice decals in there. But now if we turn on all the modifiers, you can already see it's starting to look the way we want it. But as you can see, I extruded this one a little bit too much. So we're going into X-ray, and we're going to this one, B, also these ones, and I'm gonna move them in the Y. I think this is okay. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yeah, this is okay. I think I just moved this one just a little bit too much in, so we're just gonna GY move this in as well. So extra curve makes it always look a bit more interesting. Now if we put back on the modifiers, then I think this is getting in the direction I want it to go. Then we have some empty spaces over here. What we can do over there is we can select them, and we can do an inset, and I'm going to do a little extrude on the y-axis. And what I also want to do is scale it on the x-axis, so I get a little bit of an edge over here. So let's take a look. It looks a bit weird right now, but once we put the bevel on it, it's gonna look a lot better. But first finish this this part. Then this also looks a bit empty, so we'll just get in there, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just selecting some random faces, and later on we can see if it's okay or not, but just for now, just a random extrude, and maybe rotate on the x-axis. I think this is okay. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Now, as you can see over here, we have this quite hard edge, and I don't want it to be this hard. So what I can do here is, if we switch off all the modifiers, we can select this edge, and we can say with the end panel we can give it a mean bevel weight. And this means that if you put a bevel on it and use the bevel weight method, it only affects this edge, and that's what we want for this one. So we can do it from here, add in a bevel and change it to weight, and now you can see if we move this up and down, you can see it only affects this edge, and I just want it to be something like that. We're gonna give it 3 segments and just move it around something like this. Yeah, I think this is okay. And what I also want to do, I'm gonna give it a harder normals. That's always you can see it over here. The shading gets a bit better once you take it on. If you have multiple bevels, you can choose harder normals for each bevel, but also what you can do is put a weighted normal at the end of the modifier stack that does exactly the same, sort of, but with the weighted normal you can add something else. I can show you. You can choose the amount you want it to. Yeah, you have a little bit more control, but usually a weight between 50 and 100 is okay. But for now I'm just gonna leave the bevel weight on there. Now if you put all modifiers back on, you can see it's starting to get where we want it to go. We also want it to be on this edge, so we're going to do the same thing on this. Select one, control, and we're going to put a mean bevel weight on there. And now if we put this on, you can see it looks exactly how we want it to be. But now this is pretty round, but this looks really edgy. So in the next episode we're going to add the bevel in, so it looks nicer than it's already looking now. And we're also going to add in some extra detail to the mid part. So thanks for watching and see you next time.